Belva Ann Lockwood, an educator, attorney, and suffragist, Belva Ann Lockwood was a proponent of early feminist thought and world peace, and was the second woman to run for President of the United States. She was an extraordinary and determined American who broke revolutionary ground throughout her lifetime. Widowed at 22 years old with an infant daughter, Lockwood decided to seek higher education, a path that was both unorthodox and mostly unavailable for women during her time. Persevering for years through the discrimination in college, preparatory schools, and through the struggle for university admission and for access to equal education, Lockwood earned a Bachelor of Science in 1857 and in 1873 a Bachelor of Law from the National University Law School. Lockwood was a pioneer of suffrage and the women's liberation movement, focusing on women's rights to practice law and to equalize pay for women in federal employment. She authored numerous essays, articles, and bills on gender equality, but her work was not simply ideological. And against all norms and permissions, Lockwood enacted the reforms she sought to implement nationally and universally. She successfully petitioned Congress to rule that no woman otherwise qualified shall be debarred from practice before any United States court on account of her sex. And thus the Lockwood Bill was created to relieve the legal obstructions impeding women from the practice of law. In the years after, setting this legislative precedent, she enacted several others by becoming the first woman sworn into the United States Supreme Court and into the United States Court of Claims. And she was the first to argue a case before the Supreme Court. She's also notable for her success in 1902 representing the Eastern Cherokee against the United States government regarding outstanding payment for land succession. And she was involved in many peace coalitions and brought to Congress the first bill recommending an international arbitration court. Lockwood is remembered for forging a path of hope for women and others marginalized in American society, and a legacy of courage and determination for all who followed in her inspirational footsteps. In her own words, "If nations could only depend upon fair and impartial judgments in a world court of law, they would abandon the senseless, savage practice of war." Belva Ann Lockwood, portrayed in the old Supreme Court building in Washington, D.C.